Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Command Combat Battle Reports. Today we're in the Civil War. We're in Siberia with the American Civil War. And which is the perfect place, of course, that the American Civil War would be taking place.
Why wouldn't it be in Siberia? Because it was the American Civil War of random world locations, because we just went and hunted down each other.
Yeah.
With gusto.
In Russia. They chased them all the way down. You got Lee.
I'd chase your butt down to Russia.
Well, that's because you love me.
With gusto.
This is Lee versus Grant. You got Lee on one side and Grant on the other. Grant is over here. And it's snowing, so it's kind of Christmassy. It's let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. This is our Christmas episode of people. Yeah, let's see. Where is Grant? We'll find him here in a minute. So, okay, let's look at our...
It's going to be really confusing if it's the American flag versus the American flag.
Wait a second. There's a mix-up here. Robert E. Lee with the American flag. There's a big problem here. Somehow this program got a little bit confused. We might have Robert E. Lee as the Union commander. Oh my goodness!
Did they switch the flags?
Yeah, the program screwed up, and this is Ulysses Grant with the Confederate flag, and over there is Robert E. Lee with the American flag. Well,
and people wonder why our children are so stupid.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so do not use this as the example, folks, for the flags. But anyways, all right. So we got
use it as an example of what happens when you don't pay attention while programming, and more importantly, if you send a job of programming very specific things like this to places, I won't say countries, but places that aren't familiar with the importance of the different flags.
That's true. Well, although in the game it actually it has the proper flags, it's just for whatever reason in this playback it has screwed them up.
Oh, just the playback?
Yeah, the playback. In the game
itself. So when you played it, it
was all correct. It's the playback that's screwing it up. Well, anyway, all right. So here's Grant. Let's look at what he's got here. He's got a 12-pounder Napoleon, Buford's cavalry. 3-inch ordnance rifle, Union regular infantry, Union sharpshooters, 54th Massachusetts, Pennsylvania bucktails, Iron Brigade, Irish Brigade.
Because that's different somehow.
Oh, Irish and Iron? Oh, yeah, very different. Irish is
but like... Irish versus, I don't know, the Scottish Brigade versus the German Brigade.
Well, yeah, you got, these guys were Irish and therefore, very tough. I was pirate for some reason. Anyway, we got engineers, we got regular infantry. Ooh, engineers are being shot at. Regular infantry,
I always shot at the engineers in college.
That's true.
But I also knew they could take it and fix it.
10-pounder parrot rifle, not pirate rifle, but parrot rifle. Union cavalry with the Confederate flag for some reason. And we got Buford's cavalry, which apparently came in and attacked Confederate regular infantry. Stonewall Brigade, Confederate cavalry, light horse artillery, Whitworth, artillery, Hoods Texans, Louisiana Tigers, Robert E. Lee with the American flag, Confederate Hampton's Legion, Vedette cavalry. What else is over here? I want to get back over to this cavalry attack that's going on in a second. Hoods Texans, sharpshooters, and Louisiana Zouaves. So okay, let's go back over here.
So we're all marching everywhere. We're making fun letters. If you look at from over the sky, it says "I owe you." You know.
Exactly. There. Oh, it looks like love. There's a V. Anyway, all right. So
leave it to Jeff, everyone.
The Buford's cavalry has come in here. It's really confusing knowing the Civil War and going, that's not Buford, it's Confederate. Oh, yeah. It looks like they actually wiped out that infantry. Ooh, wow, Confederate.
Wow, a lot of dead.
You know, this is bizarre because...
Now, is this the part where the zombies come back?
Yeah, it looks like it. Now, typically cavalry didn't do as well against infantry during the American Civil War, but it looked like they kind of hit them from the flank, and what they look to be doing on a larger scale is kind of hitting them to try to slow down the whole line so that the rest of the their line can get up a little bit further, which is sort of a tactic. Sometimes you sacrifice one to take on the other. It's a chess move. You sacrifice a pawn or one piece to get the rest of the pieces into place. And it looks like they're really trying to distract everybody here, but not really worth doing that. Yeah. Some general's dead.
That was dumb.
Alright, so this is the American or Confederate flag Americans. Ooh, we're freezing up here. Charging up here as well. Buford's cavalry. Oh, so it seems that they're using Buford's cavalry to just sort of get into their faces so the rest of the infantry can move up.
Now, what is the logistics behind how did infantry beat cavalry and vice versa?
Well,
like infantry is guys on foot and cavalry are guys on horses?
On horses, yes, exactly.
So I think the guys on horses would have an advantage.
It would be, but up to this point it would have had an advantage. But then once the Civil War came along, the rifles were so accurate and had so much more range that they were able to shoot down a lot more of the cavalry before the cavalry even got to them. So up till this period, throughout all of human history, the cavalry had been superior to the infantry. But this was the first war where, because the guns became so superior, the cavalry was no longer useful because there was such a large target you could hit, you know, and you had accurate guns, so you could actually hit your targets. So the cavalry
made hunting a lot less of a sport and a lot more of a pastime.
Exactly. Well, it made it much easier to shoot down the guys on the horses before they got to you. So that was basically it.
Hey, by the way, today we are drinking moonshine, or as we like to call it, corn whiskey. For those of us who actually make moonshine.
Which is what my girlfriend does. Though I have the greatest girlfriend ever. She actually makes alcohol.
I don't make corn whiskey, but it would be an alcoholic beverage. So anyway, come on by and visit sometime. We really try some for Don't do that. Don't do that, please.
We will go and haunt you. Oh, wow. Okay, so we got the cavalry is coming up behind the Stonewall Brigade. This is so bizarre for, you know, seeing the Stonewall Brigade with an American flag.
I'm like, you can tell a Stonewall Brigade just by looking at it.
Oh, it says right here. Stonewall.
Well, I know, but if you didn't... That's it. Give me that mouse. You no longer get
I no longer get the mouse. Oh wow! And of all the people involved in that melee, the Stonewall Brigade is the one that looks like it might be one way. The Stonewall Brigade was one of the toughest, baddest, you know, units of all. So that's why it's.
So that's what Stonewall Jackson did.
Exactly, Stonewall Jackson gave their name.
See, I pay attention when you talk.
You do pay attention a lot about things you don't want to hear about. Here's another stuff.
All the time.
Against Union regular infantry. Yes, I go on a bit about the Civil War.
He knows a little bit about it and likes to share, especially if he finds ironic. But there's a lot of ironic moments.
You know, the Civil War actually began, and there was one guy it started in his front lawn and ended in his front parlor. Even though he moved far away in the McLean house. Look it up, people. It's really amazing. Okay, so we got some...
So what about the Siberian part of the American Civil War, Jeff?
You know, I guess that's probably why the flags all went askew, is because we're in Siberia. And, you know, when in Siberia, it's a rule, you're supposed to switch flags with your enemy.
Is that like capture the flag, but with some extra BS rules?
Yes.
I love BS rules.
Oh, here, we got the sharpshooter unit, the Union sharpshooters. That's the very first use of camouflage in the American Army, and actually one of the first usages of camouflage.
So they finally got their heads out of their butts, and like, you know, it's harder to find us if we aren't totally visible.
Exactly.
We aren't wearing neon pink.
That's pretty much right. Let's actually be hidden in these rooms, and usually they wouldn't be in there. They just kind of just got found by the cavalry.
Well, that's one of the things I've never understood about any warfare, why everyone would go there.
Oh, did you see that guy just like reach over his head and stab the guy?
And you'll go reach for the wall, stab the guy, bring it back, breathe in, find your center, and right off.
right off into the sunset. That's how it works, people. Practice your yoga and, you know, stabbing.
That's how I stab him all the time.
That is. Reach over and stab. And reach over and stab.
No, I might use verbal stab. That's okay.
You have the best ones, baby. Alright, so we got Hood's Texans over here shooting at someone. Oh, I guess it's these guys. Oh, the Iron Brigade.
They're shooting at that house.
They're shooting at the house.
Screw you! Oh, wait, what is that? Why is there a cat behind me? Hi, kitty. Sorry, our cat has decided that my chair is his chair, and he's now trying to push me out of it. It's kind of cute and annoying at the same time.
Oh, and here comes Grant up to try to help out with this particular fight. Let's go get him. Oh, no, screw that. Let's get out of here.
I brought you a $50 bill.
Now, you know, we're drinking your homemade hooch, but what is Grant drinking tonight?
Rubbing alcohol.
There we go. About everything that's in the house. Actually, it's somewhat more of a myth that he was that much of an alcoholic. He had a weakness for the drink, but he wasn't as much an alcoholic as people like to think.
Now, if I was listening to you correctly before, it was he had a weakness. He couldn't hold his liquor.
Yeah, that's really what it was. I mean, he'd be in a room and other people would drink a lot more than him, but he was just the kind of person who one or two drinks was a lot more effective on him, so he would start acting crazy after just a couple of drinks. So
he must have had the original style of Prozac.
Yeah.
Were you taking St. John's wort?
That's why he had the reputation of being an alcoholic, though, was because he'd have a few drinks and start acting like completely nuts, and then people, oh, he's an alcoholic, he's nuts, he can't hold his liquor, and you know, blah, blah,
It's
blah.
tough to be us.
Yeah.
It's tough to be a lightweight.
Or someone like me who's a lightweight. Well, it looks like the American Confederates are doing pretty well, even though they got held back. Grant managed to stop them in his tracks and keep them back, and hit them on his terms. Still, maybe because they didn't have to go as far, the Confederate Americans, the ones on the right side, the ones with the American flag currently, managed to, maybe because they didn't have to go as far and they aren't as exhausted, they managed to actually hold them together.
Wait, wouldn't the Confederates have to go further because of Siberia?
I guess that's true. They got here. They altered the plane. Balloon. There we go. It's a first-class balloon.
With the horses. Good job!
Well, they were just floating.
Those horses didn't kick you out the bucket or nothing. Dude, those horses would have jumped. Y'all know it.
That's true. Well, that's why they didn't put them in the bucket. They just, tied them through it.
Oh, you're a bad man, Jeff MacArthur. You're a very bad man.
I am a horrible, horrible man.
Here. Stare this beautiful kitty in his eyes and tell him how he should be strung up to the bottom of a hot air balloon.
And sent off into space.
By the way, no one can see, but I actually held the cat, so our poor kitty.
Yeah, well, he's always traumatized.
Oh, that's right. He lives with us.
That's right.
Okay, kitty, go away.
So it looks like Hampton's Legion is coming to hit these. I mean, I'm sort of focused on this side of the battlefield because it seems like the other one is pretty well finished off. Looked like it basically Grant just sent his forces running up there and
Macarena, and they all ran for cover.
yeah, they probably were exhausted by the time they got to him. Got wiped out.
Alright, so what are you guys doing this dance? We're all dancing to Rihanna?
Ooh, there's that one guy. Hey, the yoga guy right in the middle. He's fighting a bunch of guys at once.
See, there you go. You guys shouldn't. No electronic music. We're getting pumped for a battle.
Go Yoga Man! Go Yoga Man! Oh, Yoga Man! Oh, Yoga Man went down with his horse.
Oh, well, screw that then.
Yeah.
I'm getting me some Tai Chi.
Yeah. Tai Chi. Yeah, that's... Oh. Well, let's see. Oh, man, we got the artillery is actually being brought up now. Yeah, way up at the top there, they seem like they've pretty much finished. They're all just sitting there going, hey, see that party last night? Yeah.
Hey, so I'm sorry about the dude over there. Sorry.
Oh, wait a second. No, they're not. Oh, yeah, that's... Okay, well, they have a little bit going on. Who's this? This is the Irish Brigade. Hey, your Irish Brigade. If you want to see. Up against Confederate Louisiana Dogs. This would actually be the Louisiana Tigers, and there were so many criminals in these. And these are the guys who would loot bodies. And in fact, in my own Command Combat Civil War game, there's a special rule where if they march on the bodies, they have to stop and loot the bodies. Now, you get victory points for it, but, it's like you're trying to get them to march forward, and they're like, hey, there's some Chinese. And they're just they're ignoring them. They're like, screw you guys, we're running home.
Go back here. Okay, we won't even look behind us.
There's nobody.
Wait, how'd you get back there?
Hey, let's get out of here. I guess they figured they already had taken care of these guys over here, who I think they caused them to run away.
But so the guys were slaughtered though?
Yeah. No, I think these guys are... Oh, wait a minute, no, but that's the artillery which is now set up.
So somebody boomed something already.
Yeah. So these are their own guys. I'm still confused by these flags. Also, what's interesting is they didn't use the Confederate battle flag. The the flag they have, that was the government. They actually had a different flag for the government, or the Confederacy had a different flag for the government and for the battle. What most people think of as the Confederate flag is yeah, that was just the battle flag, not the Confederate flag.
Rebel flag.
Yeah, exactly. Well, they were both rebel flags. It was just the rebel. No, actually, both of them were the same. The other one was actually, it wasn't even considered the rebel flag. It was considered the battle flag. It was kind of interesting, ironic. People refer to the other one as being racist. Actually, this flag was more racist because this is the flag, because the government flag is the government that allowed racism or allowed slavery to exist. The battle flag was simply the soldiers who were on the field. And they were just sort of, doing by whatever, no matter how they felt about slavery, they were mostly just doing it out of a sense of duty. Some of them were absolutely against slavery, like Longstreet and Lee, were really more or less opposed to slavery, but they fought under that flag because it was just like they felt it was their duty and stuff. Not that that's an excuse or anything, but it's just interesting that that's the flag that got the reputation of being, for slavery and stuff, when this is the flag that it really was.
They just fought under it because at least it was not Lincoln.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, sure, they have terrible ideas, but this other guy, I just don't like him as a person. That's it.
Well, it looks like that's about it for the battle. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe and watch us at Command.